And Fantastic, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 10-stone Godfest exclusive machine to give you some thoughts, stats, and analysis as to whether or not you should actually wager your magic stones here. So, a little bit of background of this is that for the 4-year anniversary event for North America, Gung Ho has decided to grant all their North American and European players this lucrative 10-stone Godfest exclusive machine, as it will guarantee you it will guarantee you a Godfest exclusive monster every single time for the cost of 10 magic stones. Now, this sounds quite exciting because all those troll like Metatron rolls you roll will still be at least 15,000 monster points, which is statistically higher on average than regular Pantheon Godfest rolls. So, in this article, which I link in the YouTube description below, you can actually watch another video here. I'm not going to watch a video of me watching a video, because that's unusual. But basically, it's an IAP-friendly Japan player who had 1,000 stones, so you can kind of get like a live rolling rates if you were curious as to how it works. So, a little bit of background about the Rare machine. So, the Rare machine, or REM, is perhaps one of the most frustrating and maybe exhilarating aspects in Puzzle & Dragons, because it's essentially a form of gambling, because you feed them magic stones and it poops out an egg in return. What comes out of that egg will vary in terms of rarity, power, and usage, but the thing is, it is random, so that's what that gambling aspect is. And that can be frustrating because if you're, say, like myself, and you have such amazing Godfest luck, you won't roll anything good, whereas other people might roll a couple times and get everything they could ever dreamed of and more. So the point being is, it is a gamble, and there's no way to improve your chances. You just have to keep rolling more. So that is perhaps why it can be frustrating, and this is why this 10-stone Godfest exclusive machine has perhaps more value, because it takes a bit of the randomness out. So how does this 10-stone Godfest exclusive machine work? Or how does it vary by comparison? Well, for starters, it costs twice the amount of magic stones to actually play. However, when you do play, you are guaranteed a Godfest exclusive monster. And Godfest exclusive monsters are only featured during Godfests, and they normally feature 4 times rates. And that means you are at least able to potentially roll some, but you have to also deal with all the various other clutter like sad silvers, troll gold eggs, or the pantheons that are featured, so on and so forth. There's a lot of other things that can come out. So when trying to go for just Godfest exclusives only, it's not necessarily going to work out. And this is why the 10-stone machine is more valuable and exciting for a lot of players, because you cut down on this clutter. So this perhaps sounds a little too good to be true, and it might be to a certain extent, and that's why they don't release this very often. It's only come to North America for the first time, I think maybe only even once in Japan. So this is rare, and this is quite an exciting occasion for a lot of players, because it gives you a great opportunity to acquire cards without the clutter. Now, this is the roll data rate from about 1,854 rolls. I'm not sure if this is one player or multiple players, but the point being is you can kind of see what the percentage rates are, and you can take a closer look in the article that's linked below. I don't want to just stare at this non-stop, but the point being is the Godfest exclusive monsters that were featured in Japan were actually at about a 15% roll rate. So you have about a 15% chance to roll the 6 stars, and 85% collectively for the 5 stars. Now, we need to basically just compare how this works to the regular Godfest exclusive, like regular Rare machine by comparison. So one thing to note is that the 10-stone Godfest exclusive machine produces on average 20,000 monster points, about 21,000 monster points. So by comparison, this data was compiled by Nigel. I can't say his in-game name, so that's why I'm calling him Nigel. But in essence, with the 15% roll rate and the 18 featured cards, we might potentially have a higher 6-star rate, maybe, because Japan had less featured cards. So he compiled some data for the 15% chance, so it's about 0.71%, or if it's 20%, it's about 0.95% chance to roll a 6-star Godfest exclusive. Thus, if you are comparing it for a 5-stone rate, you only have about this ratio. And this is actually about on par with regular Godfests when you're searching for a specific 6-star Godfest exclusive. Because the regular 6-star, like regular Godfests that have 4 times rate, have approximately a similar hit rate of about 33, like 0.33 to like 0.41% chance. So it's quite comparable. It's a bit better, yes, but it's relatively the same. And that means if you're chasing, like, say, one particular 6-star, you're not necessarily better off with this machine. Maybe if it was a 5 times event, you'd be slightly better off, but during 4 times events regularly, you are not necessarily better off. However, you have to keep in mind that you're cutting down on that clutter, and it's that removal of clutter. I'm saying this over and over again because that's what's important, is what is making this machine more appealing, because you don't have to worry about those sad silvers. And even if you roll a light Metatron, which is probably one of the worst things to get, she's worth 15,000 monster points. Because on average with this machine, you still gain 20,000 monster points on average, whereas 2 rolls of the regular red machine is maybe 10,000. So it's a lot less by comparison. So, in conclusion, the 10-stone Godfest exclusive machine is an exciting event because it's new, it does have a much better chance of giving you monster points, and everything is relatively exciting. Most of the 5 stars are at least reasonable. Obviously some are outdated, but at least the consolation prize is that you get more monster points. So it is worth rolling in this if you are a modestly established player with a reasonable account and you're not chasing just random Pantheon cards or missing too many Pantheon cards. So in conclusion, like, I'm going to actually be rolling this. I might even IAP a bit for this, and I will either stream or record my rolls and upload them tomorrow as they happen, so look forward to that as well. And let me know how much you've saved up for this. Like, do you have lots of stones saved up? Do you plan to break out your wallet or whatnot? So let me know what you hope to roll, what you think the rates actually are, and maybe if you are doing better than average, because everyone wants to be better than average. So thank you very much for watching. Have a mantastic evening, and happy puzzling!